Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Hey Marva. Hi Melissa. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome. Hey Desiree. Let me know if you guys are hearing me, because I don't want to be talking away and then you hear, Twindy, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Twindy. Hi Victor, how are you doing? Okay, great, Melissa. All right, thank you guys. And for all of you guys who are here right now, thank you so much for stopping by. I mean, I started the video. Well, I scheduled the video, but then when I was ready to start, I realized, Lord of mercy, the live is not functional. What's going on? Why is my live? I had to restart it. I just saw 222. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you can see, the topic that we'll be discussing tonight is, do we have to look for our divine masculine or divine feminine, or do we find each other? That's the big topic tonight. Good early morning, Victor. Good twilight, I should say. Good twilight to you. All right, so guys, listen. Tonight, I want everyone to take part and give your feedback and whatever ideas you have or whatever you think. Let me hear it. So I have, as usual, pasted the link for the Zoom at the top of the chat. So you can click on that Zoom. Make sure you can change your name before you start. You don't have to show your face at all. If you have a profile picture, you can change that, whatever. And your camera, you can turn it on if you want, or don't have it on if you want. Okay? It's your choice. So let us jump in, guys, and let's start this discussion. Everyone, please take part and let me hear you, because I don't know where you guys stand on this topic. I don't know what you understand. I don't know how you feel about this topic. So you gotta let me know. Hey, Miss Max, welcome, welcome, welcome. So the Zoom link is at the top of the chats, guys. Make sure that you don't have to have Zoom to use it. Just touch on the link, it will take you there, all right? And let us discuss this topic, because it's very, very important. This topic will allow us to see exactly what it is to be a twin flame. Do you search for this person? Or are you two just joined together? Do you just find each other? There are a lot of people who are searching for their twin flame. And a lot of people will ask, who is my twin flame? Where is my twin flame? I can feel my twin flame, but I don't know where they are. So this is the question for tonight. If you found your twin flame, let me hear about it. If You are searching for your twin flame. Let me hear about it. And then we can go through the questions, and I'll try my best to answer you guys in whatever questions you may have. So I'll be going over to the Zoom shortly. Again, the link to the Zoom is at the top of the chat box. You don't have to have Zoom to use it. You can change your name, change your profile picture. You can keep your camera off. It's your choice. So you can stay as anonymous as you want. Okay? So let's go over to the Zoom, and guys, please take part so we can have a discussion. It's a discussion, you know. If we're just gonna text, it wouldn't make any sense. I use Zoom. I could just stay on YouTube. I could just stay on YouTube and you text. But I want to give you a voice so that you can voice your opinion. All right. So let's go over to the Zoom now, guys. Okay, let's get us a nice little view. Okay, that's good. So guys, I want to hear. Okay, Miss Desiree. Hey Donna, good morning to you. Victor, you do not have to show your face. That's one of the reasons why I make sure that you can make this as private as you want. Don't show your face. Don't turn on your camera. Right? Change your name. Change your profile picture if you have one. So people can talk without anybody knowing who you are or anybody trying to figure out, hey, I know that person. All right. Okay, so we have Miss Air Empress. How are you doing? And welcome to our Zoom. Welcome to our discussion. So if you're hearing me and if you would like to, whatever it is, you have a question, I'll try to answer you. If it's about the topic, you can go ahead. So Miss Air Empress, if you can hear me and if you would like to join, you can begin. Okay, I'm not sure if you're hearing me. All right, guys, until Air Empress gets on, let's talk, because as I was saying, a lot of us, we have the idea that our twin flame is out there, whether we are searching for them or whether we have already found them, right? So I want to know, what do you think? Do you think that we have to search for our twin flame, or do you think that they will find us? What's your take on this? Hey Moonstar, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we have Mr. Victor. How are you doing, Victor, if you can hear me? All right, let me change the view. I need to get a different view, guys. Just a second. Yes, so you can turn your camera off. Very good. If you want to. Can you hear me, Victor? I'm not sure, but is my sound working? Are you guys hearing me out there?
You hear me?
Oh, yes, yes. Now I can hear you. Great. How are you, Victor?
Yes. Well, what should I say? um, well, we have a very how you say it, golden heart. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
meetings. Yes. Um, the news is that I just posted three not 3 hours, few hours ago, three how I say stories on Instagram. I usually don't go on Insta on Facebook, even if I've got them. I don't usually socialize.
Okay.
Um, and he was watching them, and the number who appears because I counted them because of the three stories. It's 334.
Okay.
Of course, the stories are hiding messages for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 334 means several stuff like hope and strength and follow dreams, and also you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we kind of started to communicate in this particular manner.
Mm-hmm.
They are still not talk with me or sending messages, but they are messages, some subliminal messages.
Okay. So it's like I always say, they are direct, indirect messages.
Yes. Well, um, actually, the stuff is there occurring stuff like uh, I'm a kind of clairvoyant,
Okay.
so I have some dreams before the unfortunate pandemic starts, and guess what? The dream happens materialistic in this life
Mm-hmm.
in actually in October when I moved in his town,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens uh, step by step what I have dreamed 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I have received so many signs, and I know he got them signs also. But well, we are just we are in standby a little.
Okay.
I know he got a lot, a lot to deal with, and I just wanted him to know that I'm by his side. That the fact that he's choosing to not speak with me or stuff like that doesn't make me go away anywhere.
Okay.
So yeah.
So did you ever do that test that I have, and did you get your answer, and did you also look at the 15 true signs that you have met your twin flame?
Yes, I'm looking many signs. I know about the twin flame before I met them actually, and it was actually when I met them in this life, because we have many stories in other lives. It was the how you say the how is the flashlight,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a thunderstruck. It's like I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
I just I just met them, and I was like, okay, this is will gonna turn my world upside down. Oh boy, I'm in trouble. So this was my first thought.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So actually, I know that he's not only the twin flame; he's also the soul.
Mm-hmm.
So he's both.
Because
Yeah.
why I ask is because every time I speak with someone, and the reason why Twin D's here is because there's a lot of times that people associate high level soulmates with twin flame energy. And it's very hard to differentiate at times because of the similarities. But how you will know if you're a twin flame are the different spiritual changes that you will experience, that you will go through. A lot of people will say that, oh, I feel this way, like, right? Because I know that this person is my twin. Like, how do you know this person is your twin flame? They're gonna say, I feel it, I just feel it, I know it, I know it. And nobody can tell them otherwise. But the reason I ask about the videos, because I always tell people to go and watch them. I have the two videos in my playlist. 15 True Signs You Have Met Your Twin Flame and the number one test. And they go hand in hand. It's not that you're going to get the 15 signs and then when you do the number one test, you're not going to get your answer and then you're going to say, I'm a twin flame. When you do the 15 true signs, and if you resonate with those, what it means is that yes, there's a spiritual connection between you and this person. And then when you moved on now to do the test, the number one test, if you don't get your answer, then it simply means that this person is a soulmate. Because we got to understand that soulmates, higher level soulmates, are close to twin flames. They are, what should I say? They are next to your twin flame. So if you don't have a twin flame, for those who don't have a twin flame, the next person for you is that high level soulmate. Someone who will be spiritually awakened as you are. Someone who you and this person will have that spiritual connection because you've gone through lifetimes together. Soulmates, you have a lot of soulmates, not just one. You go through lifetimes together with soulmates. If you are married to someone today, in how many lifetimes ago you could have been married to that same person, and that's why you're now married to them in this lifetime. Everybody you meet in this life that we are now, you have gone through past lives with them. Whether you met them on the street, whether they were your best friend, whether they were your lover, but they came back into this life and you meet them again. And that's why when you see them, you're going to have this connection and you're going to like, oh my God, I know this person from somewhere. Like, oh my gosh, I can feel like there's a connection there. And yes, there is a connection there. It is because you have met this person before. You have shared lifetimes before. But the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame are the spiritual changes that are going to be activated. And the other fact is that the divine masculine is the one that awakens the divine feminine to spirituality. So most divine feminines, they will not be involved in spirituality before. They will not be going around and watching twin flame readings and listening to tarot messages. And then they find their twin flame next week, next month, next year,
No.
right? So, yeah, so that's why I want to make sure that everybody understands what a twin flame is and what a soulmate is. In the twin flame community, you have, I don't know if I should say teachers, because they're not teaching the right thing. You have readers who will be telling people that nobody can tell you if you're a twin flame, only you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So they will say only you will know if you're a twin flame. Nobody can tell you otherwise because it's a feeling. You'll feel like home. Like, okay, you'll feel like home when you meet this person. What does home feel like? What does home
Oh,
feel like? And what kind of home and whose home? What does that feel like? Anybody can put a feeling to what they're feeling and say it feels like home. Because what your home feels like may not be what somebody else's home feels like. I could have had a terrible home. And if I meet somebody and their presence makes me feel like I was in that home, does that mean that that person is my twin flame? Because they make me feel like how my home feels? And somebody else could have met somebody, and because their home that they had was peaceful and loving and caring, and then when they met this person, that person brings back that memory, and that's the way they feel. Is that person now their twin flame? So it doesn't matter if your home was good or if your home was bad. As long as that person brings back that homely feeling, is that your twin flame?
exactly.
Yeah. So we have to learn to differentiate these things. We have to clarify every single thing, and that's why those two videos are there. You cannot, there's no mistake when you do those two videos. The answers, right, they're not coming from me. The 15 true signs, they're every sign that twin flames will experience, because everyone who is a twin flame, a true twin flame, is a twin flame. So you have to go through the same situations. You may experience them differently, but it's the same process. And that's why they have the 7 stages of twin flame. There are stages. I mean, it's not right to say stages, but there are stages, because you have to put a label on something for you to know what it is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're in love and you don't know what to call it, how are you going to describe it? I don't know. That's because there's no label on it. But if you know that what you're feeling, they label it as love, then you can say, I'm in love. Because now the label describes how you're feeling. So if you're a twin flame, when you meet this person, you will undergo certain different changes. And you won't be knowing anything about twin flames before. And this is because your divine masculine is the one that awakes the divine feminine. They awake them to spirituality so they can change, so they can heal. Twin flames usually find each other. And that is because every step of their life is orchestrated by God. Everything
Exactly.
that they do, God puts it together for them. So it's not that you're going to go out there and, oh my God, I know I have a twin flame out there. You know, there is a twin
Yes.
flame. Yeah, Victor, because you have to understand. I mean, I know I know that we want love. Everybody wants love, Victor. Everybody wants love, right? But if somebody is running around delusional, what they're going to experience because of the delusional mind or thought or whatever they have is just hurt and pain and sadness, because they're going to be disappointed. Because if you're chasing something or someone that is not for you, they're going to move on with their life while you are stuck in this period of chasing. And you could even have that high level soulmate that's there for you, and you're going to pass them up because you're so stuck on this one person. So, as twin flames, you have to find each other. And that's because God is the one that orchestrates the twin flame journey. If you search for each other, then there would be no point for God. There would be no reason for God on this journey. because that means you have your life under control. It means you have your masculine's life under control. It means you can tell yourself if you should go east or if you should go west. You cannot say, "Oh my God, I found my twin flame," because you were looking for them. That means you're the one who truly found them. They weren't given to you.
Actually, I didn't look for him. It
So
just happened.
it's gonna just happen.
Yes.
It's gonna just happen. And when you meet this person, this is the thing. And this is where more delusion comes in. We as divine feminines, we are the ones who say that they are our twin flames. We are the ones. You will have few, and when I say few, I mean few, like 0.5%, not even 1%, 0.5%, where the masculine may come and say something to the divine feminine in means of like, "I think you're my soulmate," or if they do use that twin flame word, it is because there is something that made them say it to activate the divine feminine. And then sometimes down the road they will say, "I don't remember saying that." But it's because there has to be a trigger to awaken the divine feminine. We divine feminines are the one that say, "That person is my twin flame. I think I found my twin flame." They never told us. Well, again, aside from the few where the masculine said something, they never told us that they were masculine. They never told us.
No.
We said so. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because you need to tell yourself the truth. You need to find the truth before we label someone as our twin flame. We have to remember, they don't say they are our twin flames. We say they are our twin flames. Because they have no idea of what we are experiencing. They have no idea of what is happening and what is going on. Only we do. Which is why we have to make sure that everything we are doing is lining up to the truth, which is that we are twin flames. Because if we are not, and we just have this strong connection with this person because we've been with them in lifetimes before, we're only going to be leading ourselves to sadness, unhappiness. And we are going to let our lives pass us by. Everything that we are doing has to be correct, has to be the truth. And I'm saying that because I'm saying we need, as divine feminines, to tell ourselves the truth. If you cannot tell yourself the truth, how are you going to start living your best life? I mean, it hurts. It does hurt to know that somebody you've loved and hang on to and wanted the best from, hope for the best from this person, and then you find out that you're not connected at all. For me, to tell you the truth, I would be so overjoyed. I would be overjoyed. You know why? Because there's somebody who is interested in me right now. This person, madly in love with me, want to marry me already. And I can't even get close to this person because I'm going to hurt his feelings. If not next month, it's next year or 2 years down the line, but I'm going to hurt his feelings. Because when that divine masculine shows up, you think my heart is going to resist? You think my soul is going to say, "Okay, so you're with someone now, so let's settle here and that's it"? No. It's going to start acting up like when you just met your divine masculine. And what am I going to do? start acting crazy in the house, and then this man is gonna be like, "What's wrong with you? You okay? Let me call somebody," you know. And I'm gonna have to be like, "No, no, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm just going through something." And then in the end, I'm gonna have to be like, "Honey, I'm sorry, I can't be with you anymore. I gotta go. I gotta go. My right husband is here." I'm gonna be hurting somebody. So if trust me, if I should find out, I mean, it's not that I can find out. I've done this test like 50 million times. 50 million times. But, like, just to make a point, if I should find out that this person is not my twin flame, I would be overjoyed, because now I can move on with my life. Now I can go be with whom I want to be with, because I know it will last. I know that this person and I can stay together and nobody's going to come interfering. But if this person is your true twin flame, you got to start putting in that work. You got to start
I
to love
have
yourself.
I have started already.
And you have to start to make sure that everything you're doing, it is because you want yourself to be a better person. Right?
Yes,
Exactly.
right.
All right. Miss Max, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Welcome to the Zoom.
Should I
You can
go
stay on if you want,
go?
or you can
Oh,
go.
all right.
Just
All
in
right.
case if you have anything else you want to bring up.
All right.
Right.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, how are you?
Well, this is the first time I've been able to attend without being driving in my car during this time. Hi, Victor.
Hey.
Um, yes, I don't think that you can plan to find your twin flame at all.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how things happened for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually met someone who, while I was out at a function, who I did have a connection with that um, probably would have been a high level soulmate. And we just could not, um, the person traveled a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we just could not stay in touch with one another. And um, what happened is after a period of time, I did grow very frustrated with that situation. And I went to a place that we both attend frequently. And I said, if I'm not able to connect with this person and see this person this evening, then I'm just going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I went. I did not connect with that person. I did not see them, and I've never heard from that person again.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a very intense connection, and I believe it's because we did have, some type of, soul contract. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I, in retrospect, in hindsight, that person was not my twin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what did end up happening is I ended up just running into someone, and I I had a very strong connection with that person, and I was not even thinking about, oh, I'm going to um, meet my twin. And as I got to know the person, the mirroring that was happening was just mind blowing, because it was not someone who I would have um, chosen for myself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, the first person that I was actually trying to connect with is who I would have chosen for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an experience where I had a dream and I talked with this person about my dream, and they were able to tell me a lot of things and details that happened in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it just blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been around people where I've had a very intense emotional connection with, to the point that we could finish one another's sentences.
Right.
But that was just an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the person that I met that I would not have ever chosen um, was able to go even beyond that, um, and say things to me that I would think would maybe not
Not
even
say.
share. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty mind blown by that as well. Um, there are just, I can say that there have just been things that have happened over um, the periods of time, because you have to be able to get to a place to have, very honest communication.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that inability to be vulnerable can be a obstacle to that.
Right. Yes.
And we realized at times actions that were going on in our lives were really mirroring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've done the test like yourself a million times
Uh-huh.
because I prayed to God and said, "This is my twin flame." I'm like, this is not who I would have chosen. Say it isn't so. So I have done the test and asked and got um, lots and lots of confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the person gave me a book that even talked about it. Well, it had one page in it that talked about twin souls, and I thought that, um, that they really understood
Mm-hmm.
the
The
um,
connection.
yes, I
Mm.
thought they understood the connection. Um, and we've talked, and I've been told things about myself that I kind of thought I only kept secrets with me.
Okay. So he said this to you.
Um, yes, and um, the thing I think that blows me away is that we're very different in some ways, but somewhat the same in very complementary ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I um, I'm always, I cannot express how much I'm blown away with the mirroring that takes place, because sometimes it actually happens um, in the 3D where we can actually see that
Exactly.
it's
Mm-hmm.
taking place, and it's just unbelievable.
Yes, and makes this is with that mirroring that you're talking about. This is what I always try to explain when I'm saying that the way the divine feminine lives their life is the same way the masculine is going to live their life. So whatever the feminine does, the masculine is going to mirror that. So it's like you two are on two sides of the world and you're living the same life. You're doing the same thing. So, all right, say for instance, okay, I like to use myself as example, right? Because I like to talk about things I know about. So, an example, when I just met my person, I don't remember how long, maybe about 3 months or so after. Okay, whenever. So I got this urge. I got this urge to move, right? Because I was planning on that time I was planning on walking away from my karmic person. And I got this urge to move. Like, I gotta go. I need to move from this house. Like I need to search for a different apartment. I need to this. So I took up myself now and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna look an apartment and I'm gonna move. And then I asked my twin one day, I said, because he knows the area that I was looking to move to. So I said to him, do you know anywhere that has any rooms for rent or apartment or whatever? And he said to me, what is it? Who is moving? And I said, a friend of mine. I didn't want to say me. And he said, what a coincidence. I'm moving too. And I'm like,
Yes.
so okay, so what's going on here? So why are you moving and I'm moving? I mean, my friend, right? So why are you moving the same time I'm moving? And then when I finally moved, guess what? The plan to move got destroyed and I had to move back into my karmic house. And you know why that happened? Because it wasn't me who was gonna move, it was my masculine. But because I'm doing the same thing and I'm making the plans, he's making the plans too on his side and he's doing the same thing. So I thought that feeling that I had was for me to just up and move right away because that feeling is so great. I couldn't, it's like if I did not move, I would have gone crazy because it was just on me, move, move, move. But it's like it's his feelings and my feelings together why it was so loud to move. Everything you do, your person is going to be doing the same thing. And that's why I'm saying to you, as divine feminines, every experience that you've had in your life, your divine masculines have had the same. If you have been with a karmic partner, if you've been with somebody who abused you in your past, guess what? Your masculine has also been with someone who was abusive to him. So
Yes.
we have to understand that we are living each other's life. And this is one way where how you can tell if this person is your twin flame. Because almost every experience that you have, they have. And it's the same thing you're saying makes you're wondering, how do they know this? What you have faced? How do they know what you've gone through? How do they know what you are trying to say? And it's because you are connected to each other. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I so agree with that because that is how I believe that my person has been able to um say some of the things to me that just make my skin crawl.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I will try to hide it.
Right, exactly. You
And
have to.
I just sometimes I cannot hide that it just makes my skin crawl. And sometimes it would be that it makes my skin crawl because, wow, I cannot believe he said that,
Right. Mm-hmm.
because um, it would be something that I should have expressed a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But um, to just hear that put succinctly, I mean, I just felt like, wow, I really had that. I thought I had that neatly and nicely tucked away somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Excuse me.
there is a book. Well, yes, there is a book and a line of thinking about the 7 different divine mirrors that um, are reflected back to us through our twin. I don't have them memorized, but
Mm-hmm.
one is, the mirror of yourself, and then there's the mirror of your family, the
Mm-hmm.
mirror of your past, and but there's 7 divine mirrors. And when I looked through that information and I looked at all of the mirroring that was going on in our lives, because that is one way that because this went beyond an emotional connection, in that the response that my twin would have to um, certain circumstances in life would be the exact same, and my person could describe and know how I would feel about something
Mm-hmm.
without me having to,
Tell them.
um, yes, to tell them, and then even with our childhoods, even though our circumstances were very different. I grew up in a very war torn place, and my twin the same,
Mm-hmm.
but in just very different settings. And we both felt like we had, escaped just all types of tragedy through that. It was just amazing, even down to there are certain people in the family that we share the same name.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have physical characteristics that are similar,
Mm-hmm.
um, to the point that our families just appear to be as one.
Exactly. It's the
And
same family, but different people.
yes, yes, I would definitely say that, that is just, and then I learned earlier years ago how to distinguish between my energy and emotions and that of others.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it very, very difficult at times to know. And I actually had to really pray a lot and do a lot of study to get to a point where I, feel like I can distinguish between when I'm picking up my twin's feelings versus, something that is my own.
Right, right.
I'm getting better at it, but I have not perfected that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
Um,
Meg, sorry, but that's what happened to me when I was moving. If I had if I had known that the feeling that I was having wasn't mine, I wouldn't have made that mistake at that time, because when I moved, I was not ready and I had to move back in. If you understand what I'm saying. And
yes.
that's the reason why on the twin flame journey, guys, I'm always telling you, focus on what you need to do for yourself and your life. I always say it. And this is why I need you guys to always listen carefully, right? If you have a feeling to move from that old brought down house that you're in or the apartment that you're in, move. But first, I always say, ask God first and then God will guide you, right? If you are to move from that job that you don't like, move. Ask God first. And then when you get the answer, you move. Because you know why? When you move from that job that you don't like, when you move from that apartment that you don't like, your divine masculine is going to follow in your footstep. So if you are somebody, a divine feminine, who is with a karmic person, and you meet your divine masculine who is also with a karmic person, and all you do every day is sit down and talk about how your divine masculine needs to come and get you before you leave your karmic, or your divine masculine needs to say he loves you before you leave your karmic. So it's like you don't want to give away sure for unsure, so you're sticking with your karmic until your masculine say come, let's be together. But what you don't understand is that not unless you make that first move, your divine masculine will not make their move. So you can be in one place talking about, oh my God, I need to move from here and all. That's all you're doing. So your masculine is going to stay with their karmic because, hey, the leader is with their karmic. So I'm following in their footsteps. I'm going to follow. And guys, all of this is in my book. Every single thing that we talk about. Purchase the book, guys. You can get the e-copy or you can purchase a hard copy. Go on my website, twindflamed.square.site. When you read that book, guys, it's not just a pretty book, and I know it's pretty because I designed it. But all the information you need on the journey is written in that book. What do I do? And I told you guys before, I did every single test that everybody has ever talked about on the twin flame journey. And I can tell you what works and what does not. And all of this will help you to see if the person that you found is your true twin flame. You cannot find the answers in tarot reading. You can only find the answers in guidance from the twin flame connection. There is no card cutting in twin flame. That's going to be another topic. All right. So anybody tells you you can cut cord on twin flame journey, tell them to go sit down and have a rest, because that's not possible. Because twin flames are not joined by cords. Only soulmates are. And that's why you always hear people talk about the red string of fate, because it is what connects soulmates. All right, let's leave that topic for another day. So anyways, this is the reason why I always say to you guys, you cannot just go out there and say, I've found my twin flame. Everything that Mex was just talking about, you will experience. The synchronicities, not only by numbers, but within your life. You and your divine masculine will have almost every experience, and they're going to mimic each other. If your divine masculine got into an accident, God forbid, in their past, guess what? You would have gotten in an accident as well. If your divine masculine has a certain mark on their body, guess what? You're going to have a mark on the certain part of your body. And again, it's because you are the same person. And all of this I have listed in the book, so you can tell. And again, I know that nobody wants to hear, no, this person is not my twin flame. But it's better you know that they're not, so you can let them go, move on with your life, and allow the one that's meant for you to come in to make you happy. Instead of you trying to hang on to somebody that's never going to come back to you, and you're going to live all the rest of your life miserable. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And God wants everybody to be free. God wants everybody to have someone to love them. That's why he made Eve for Adam, so that Adam wouldn't be lonely. Isn't that what he said? Because he looked at man and realized man was lonely, so he made Eve. So man...
And can I say something
yes,
right there?
go ahead.
When God made Eve, she was the bone of his bone and the flesh of his flesh.
Yes.
So that she was made from a part of him. And, you know, because of that, there was that connection. You know, the when you know what the bones in our body do and what they produce our red blood cells. Without the red blood cells, we cannot live, because they carry the oxygen that keeps us alive. And so that, you know, is you know, just very, very deep. And
right.
You know, you're right, because a lot of times, you know, when I see comments and, you know, someone is complaining about the counterpart, then the first question that I'm asking is, well, how does that mirror back to you?
Yes.
Because a lot of times, if we think about that before we are upset with the person, then, you know, especially as far as healing, when you think about, okay, what is this mirroring back to me? if you never think about that question, then you will never know how to direct your attention on yourself
Mm-hmm.
so that you will know what things you need to work on in yourself and in your life and how that will transform and transmute things in your connection. I have had a period of time where I just was getting bombarded with negative thought forms, and I was studying on that and using tools that I've learned from different people: prayer, meditation, exercise. Sometimes, there's foods that you can help to uh, do, or nature walks, or sun gazing, to try to take those thoughts out of my mind. And I was around my counterpart, and I shared that, lately I've just had all these negative thought forms, and I just don't know where this is coming from, but I'm trying to ward this off.
Mm-hmm.
And my counterpart said, I've been doing the same thing.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So just with the mirroring, um, there was someone today that talked about, hey, I have been cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
And my question to that person was, well, are you cheating on yourself? Are you abandoning yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes if we don't commit to ourselves with the things, this is why, Twin D, I know you tell us to, um, you know, pay attention to ourselves, because sometimes we're so busy looking at this other person, and we're chasing, and we're not paying any attention to ourselves, and we're self-abandoning, and then we wonder why there are karmic partners, and a lot of times those karmic partners mirror back to you your fears that you have to overcome, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made, as God has said. And so, what I always try to say to myself, even if my person has done something just terrible, that is just flat out wrong,
Mm-hmm.
what is that saying back to me?
To you,
Because
yes.
if I look at, oh, what have they done, then that puts you into a victim mentality. And if you're in a victim mentality, then you're acting as if everything out here just affects you, and that you cannot change or transmute your circumstance. And it's a way of giving away your power. But when you look to see, well, how is this mirroring back to me, and what am I supposed to be doing to change myself in this situation, then it's very empowering, because you focus on you and something that will make you better and make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if your counterpart has addictions,
Mm-hmm.
if you look into your life, then, you know, like say they have substance, maybe drugs or sex or alcohol or something like that. Those are very obvious addictions. However, if you look at yourself, you might have a food addiction, you might have a shopping addiction, you might
Uh-huh.
have a reading addiction where you watch tarot readings on YouTube all day.
Mm-hmm.
That too can be an addiction.
Right.
And so the mirroring is very, very potent, and a lot of times you have to really be able to handle looking in the mirror at yourself.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I always say you have to be able to tell yourself the truth, right? If you know
Yes.
you have an issue, you have to tell yourself the truth. If you know you're an angry person, you have to be able to tell yourself the truth. Because all these things that we are experiencing, and the reason for this separation on the twin flame journey, is so that everything that we have buried, that we ignore, that we overlook because we don't want to admit them, These are the things that are going to be brought to the surface for us to get rid of. If we do not, then again, our masculines would not be making any changes. There would be nothing new with the divine masculine. There would be no action. And then you're going to be cussing the masculine out, how he's not doing this, she's not doing that, when you're at fault. You're the one who is supposed to be making these changes. And if you do not understand that, or if you keep looking at the fact that he's the one that's hurting me, so why am I the one that should heal him? The same thing that you're saying in regards to being the victim or playing that victim card. It's me, he's hurting me, so why should I be the one? So if we do not admit to ourselves all that's wrong, how are we going to fix it? And if you can't fix it, how are you going to mend your connection? And even when you guys are in union, if this is the way you behave now when you're not in union, when you're in union, if you and your masculine has any issues, how are you going to mend it? Can you mend it? Will you try to mend it? Or will you be in that angry energy? Oh, I'm not talking to you because you're at fault and I wasn't at fault. I didn't even say a word or a letter, and blame this person for everything. It's what's happening now is preparing you for when you're in union. Every single thing. So when you find this person, when they come to you, when you find each other, then all these things that we have buried on the inside is going to start to come to the surface. And that's why you go through the dark night of the soul, so that you can remove all of these things that you have buried on the inside. And in regards to the similarities, Cheryl here said something that I wanted to add to in the chat. Cheryl said that, where is it? Sometimes he and this person, they wear the same color clothes. And this goes to all the synchronicities that happen with you and your divine masculine, again, because you're the same person. It's just that when you are younger and you're growing up, you're in different parts of the world or in different parts of your country, and you keep living your life until your life is aligning, until you come across each other. Now the what you've been experiencing in your life no longer is what you've been experiencing. Now it's the synchronicity of what your twin has been experiencing. So this is the reason why now you're going to be wearing the same color clothes. You're going to have items that this person has. You are going to be looking like this person. Everything now is going to be like a synchronicity, but it's not. It's you over there living that life. So you're going to be doing what you're doing here. Right? So it's let me make it more simple. It's you, Mex. Right? It's you that has been living that life as your masculine. And it's you as yourself. So of course you're going to have the same things. Of course you're going to like something that they like. Your favorite color could be their favorite color, because you're the same person. Your favorite sport team could be their favorite sport team. You like sport, they may like sport, because you're the same person. So we have to see these things, and one of the things too that will allow you to see that you're a true twin flame is if, when all of this is being shown to you, again, going back to telling yourself the truth, when all of this is being said to you, you take the time to look at it. You take the time to examine everything that's happening, because you want to make it right, because you want to work on it. But if you're not a true twin flame, this is the reason why they're always focused on the hurt, on what's happening. And it doesn't matter what somebody says to them. It doesn't matter how much coaching they get. It doesn't matter how much people explain to them and tell them that this is what you have to do in order to stop what's happening. No, I don't care. This person has been doing this, has been doing that. They left me. I can't stand them. They cheated on me. They this, they Tara, they that. Because their heart cannot see what they should see. And that's because they need to be focused on somebody else and not this person who they say is their twin. Because a lot of people think that being a twin is only because you have this intense feeling for this person and they run out of your life. But what are those intense feelings that you had that made you say that this person is your twin flame? What are those feelings? You have to be able to tell them, because guess what? When you experience them, they're going to be unexplainable. You're not going to be able to say, I had a heartache because I was crying. You're not going to be able to say that. You're going to be like, oh my God, I felt like my soul was tearing in half. I don't know what I was feeling. Because at the same time, you're going to want to stop what's happening. You're going to want to stop the crying. You're going to want to stop the pain you're feeling. You're going to want to stop yourself because you know this is not you. Why am I acting like this? Why am I crying? This is foolishness. What am I doing? But your soul is the one that's tearing apart. And you cannot stop your soul. You cannot. Your soul controls you. So how are you gonna stop your soul? You have to now use that ego and control yourself. And then once you have control over your feelings, then you'll be able to control and tell your soul, no, sit down and relax. You're not gonna cry today. You're not gonna go off on your own and go chasing this person when I clearly don't want to. You're gonna sit down and be quiet. You're gonna learn to have control over your thoughts and your actions. So all of this, I'm telling you guys, will help you to tell you if you have met your twin flame. And notice it's if you have met them, not if you have found them. Because you're just going to meet this person out of the blue. And again, this person is nothing like you've been looking for. This person is not your type. This person is not the person you would normally date. You're not even going to notice if this person is sexy or handsome or beautiful. You're not even going to notice. Because the only place and thing that you see on this person is their eyes. And when you look into their eyes, you're not going to be talking about, I see the stars, I see the moon, and I see whatever else I can see in there. Because your soul is going to be in shock. You're going to get this shock. And when somebody's getting a shock, I know they cannot move. I know they cannot talk. And that's what's going to happen. It's not going to be like you're zoned out or in a twilight zone or whatever. It's like in an instant. Because your soul was shocked back into reality. Like, finally, I found you. Because your soul was searching since you were born. Okay?
And 20, can I say two more things?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes I put a word out into the chat, idolatry, because when it comes to the very, very intense emotions, we do have to try to get some balance with that. I just don't think that it is possible to make it on this journey without God. And sometimes idolatry is a practice where you have an idol, and sometimes you can idolize your twin to the point that you're thinking about them so intensely until you don't even think about God. And there's some people who, I don't know what they practice, but a higher power. We do serve God on this channel. Um, it's just that, um, to idolize your twin in that manner is an insult to the one who created you, who is still sustaining your life. Because
Mm-hmm.
my twin does not make the sun shine, does not
Mm-mm.
make my blood. I've never seen my twin make water.
Mm-hmm.
And, to idolize someone who cannot sustain me in those ways, and to spend more time just thinking and feeling that person out, and the one who sustains life not only just for me but for the rest of my family and those that I love. um if you don't spend the time to show gratitude and respect and love and reverence to the one that is sustaining you, your family, and your twin, but
Mm-hmm.
you put your twin in this position of becoming an idol where they are almost not human. They're larger than your entire life. Is an insult, is self abandonment, and it's not self love. And a lot of times, you know, I hear people, oh, I'm just pining away. It's been 10 years,
Right.
you know, and they've been so focused on, the idol that they have made of that person,
Yes.
until there's not very much that they've done in their life. This connection has, sucked up
Their entire
95%,
life.
95% of their life force, and then they're taking 5% to squeeze in everything else,
Mm-hmm.
including God.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, God is a jealous God and does want to be honored. So that is, very, very important. Like, we have the prayer time on Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
and because people talk a lot about, well, my twin is getting black magic from his karmic, and the Bible says, pray for those who will spitefully use you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't sometimes understand that, when God created the world, it said God spoke. So that was God's prayer. And
Right.
our words are very powerful
Mm-hmm.
that we speak, and to not have that and not make time for that, then you really do yourself a disservice,
Mm-hmm.
um, with the um, because you have no union with self, because you neglect yourself, and you have the most important union, the union with God, because you neglect that as well, and that is the spirit of idolatry.
Right.
This, the
Exactly.
second,
It
um,
is.
the second thing is, you know, when you're relating to someone, no one here is perfect, and there's going to be an error made.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an error made, absolutely. So when they say, you forgive people and their forgiveness is for you, I don't think they explain that enough, because when you have an experience, then there are always activities and forces at play that lead up to that experience. And when you exercise forgiveness, to have that experience, then you're holding space and energy for that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And when you forgive, not only are you forgiving whoever did you the infraction, but you're also forgiving yourself, because you're evicting that energy out of your energy field,
Right.
so that you do not keep attracting that same experience over and over and over again.
So Mix, I just want to get this out before I forget it. And what you're saying here is that's why this phrase it was written as within, so so is out. However it is, you know that phrase. Whatever is on the outside is on the inside, and whatever is above, so is below, right? So
Yes.
if your heart is filled with anger and hate and hurt and pain, what's gonna happen on the outside? You're gonna attract hurt, anger, and pain and sadness because that's what you have on the inside. That's what you're hanging on to. So that's what you're gonna attract more of. So just to add on to what you just said about that. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Because I did have a period in my life where I was very, very angry, and I did attract a very, very angry karmic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of anger with my previous partner, and I experienced um, a death of one of my previous partners,
Mm-hmm.
very, very young, at a very young age. And I just decided that I wanted to be a more loving person and that I wanted to have more love in my life. And probably about um, almost a year and a half later is when I ran into my twin. And that is something that I have committed to. And it's my goal to be a loving person and to have more love in my life. So even when I find myself on the end of someone else's actions that are not very loving,
Mm-hmm.
if I am committed and I don't self abandon, then I have to stay committed to being a loving person and to operate in love so
Mm-hmm.
that I have that within so that I can put that out and see that reflected back into my
Back
life.
to you. What you put out is what you get back.
Right.
Right? Okay, Victor, would you like to say something? I see you have your mic off.
No, I put it unmuted, but I'm just like also a gentleman, and I let the lady to talk.
No problem.
Well, I was just smiling because every single sense that you was talking, it was like, okay, that one also. I have the similar color with them. Uh, checked.
Mm-hmm.
And so on. And so yeah, uh, it's true that what you have inside you mirroring outside.
Yes.
It's true that maybe you are not an angry person, but the fact that he is angry in that moment, you become angry
Mm-hmm.
suddenly without a reason,
Right.
and it's happening. It's happening. I regret to say that I make my forgiveness to the God to forgive me because I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
um and maybe I have upset some people without a reason to upset them.
Mm-hmm.
So every single things that you actually talk, both of you, was like, okay, check. So yeah, I knew already that he's my twin flame. So just the fact that you both of you have speaking about how it's working actually with
Mm-hmm.
the twin flame connection, it was like, okay, that one I was, we have similar stuff. Even if I'm older than he is, actually he lived my life. uh, his father have problem like my father have the problems. Unfortunately, my father uh, mm, left 1 years ago
Mm-hmm.
from the living people. um, and was quite many synchronicities. It was not just numbers. It was not just the fact that I manifest, for example, snow because I want so much snow and now it's snowing. um, uh, was so many stuff that actually I was like, oh my god, I didn't think that actually you gonna like, for example, the band that I actually listened so much in the high school, or there was many stuff between the lines when we spoke with each other. Then was like, oh my god, what's happening? I have the similar stuff like you have.
Mm-hmm.
uh, for example, his phone, he got robbed. By his phone was stolen, and in the same time, my phone was dropped in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So many stuff that happens, and yes, that make me realize years ago, actually, because we have a long story in this life.
Okay.
That um, that actually he is my twin flame.
Mm-hmm.
It was like flash. It was, and actually yes, I was smiling because you talk about the eyes. Yeah, actually, yes, the eyes.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
indeed. So I'm believing because I'm a particular uh, power. How to say that? I have many powers to say that. Thank God, I have some gifts. I can heal peoples by
Mm-hmm.
with the help of the stones.
Okay,
But
right.
also, if I think about, for example, if a person uh, have, I don't know, the back, it's hurting your back. If I concentrate enough, I can heal his back or her back without even touch.
And how long have you
Without,
been doing this?
oh, many years ago, because I am attracted to the stones, and
Mm-hmm.
the stones spoke to me like, take me, and I
Mm-hmm.
take it. So
Was
I was
this
surrounded by stones. Unfortunately,
was
I've
this
lost
before you met your person or after?
before I started to collect, I would say collect stones.
Mm-hmm.
I started to collect stones many years ago. I was like, for example, I was like 3 years in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
So if when I go to a charity shop, because there were many charity shops, and of course I have been attracted instantly of stones. If I found stones, I take the stones.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly also if the stone have a how you say, a hole inside. That stones that have a hole inside, and usually they saying that the stone with a hole inside, actually it's a portal to divine.
Mm-hmm.
um, so I was attracted before I met them, and
Okay.
after I met them,
Mm-hmm.
I actually find out that he got a collection of stones also.
Mm-hmm. And
Well,
when did you start practicing healing?
well, I don't know particularly that situation, but usually had that. I have uh, I have some friends, for example, and they say, "Oh, my head is exploding. I have to take an ibuprofen or something. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
medicine." And I was there, and I say, "Okay, don't take the medicine. I can do something to release your pain."
Mm-hmm.
And I just use my hands and intention, and I succeed to take the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And in time, I just exercise. How can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was moments when people, we meet and well, we hanging out or something like that, and happens to say that my head is hurting or something, or and I just take the pain. Um, but I don't know. I have lost the silence. I talk too much. I don't know.
That's okay because sometimes when you stray, you might hit upon another topic, But
Yeah,
Victor, did you
yes,
do that test, that number one test that I asked?
yes. I do.
You got your answer?
Yes.
I wanted to ask you what it is, but no, I'm not gonna ask you. No, I'm not gonna ask
Should
you.
I? Okay, I will tell you telepathically. And
All
it's a
right.
huge yes. It's a huge yes. Actually, yeah. If I didn't doubt it,
Say that again.
not a second. I didn't doubt it any second
Mm-hmm.
that it's gonna be yes. So yeah.
All right. So guys, well we have another half an hour or so, or maybe 15 minutes. So Desiree here asked the question, can children be karmics? So Sarah, you're absolutely right. Yes, your children can be karmics, of course. Your children, their children, whoever it is that is stopping you from living your best life, that's a karmic. Whatever the situation is that's stopping you from living your best life, from doing you, from moving forward, that's a karmic. And that's why we have karmics who are lovers, you have karmic parents, you have children, you have a job, you have addictions, you have a boss. It can be everything, or it could even be an animal. Because some people, they love their animals bad, bad. And I can't leave my animal with nobody. I love my animal. I can't walk away from my animal because I got to go across the country to be with you and I'm not leaving my animal. But anything that stops you from being your best self, from you connecting with your person, is a karmic.
Oh,
So,
may I say something?
yes, go ahead.
Unfortunately, I have a karmic in family,
Mm-hmm.
mother.
Yeah, we do have karmic parents, karmic
Yeah.
siblings. Mm-hmm. And that's why we have to learn to overcome our situations. That's why we have to walk away and be strong enough to walk away from things and
Oh, I have
people.
walked away many years ago.
Mm-hmm. We have
I'm
to.
on in different city.
Mm-hmm. We have to,
Oh,
right? If
yes,
you
yes,
don't, then they will continuously rule your life. They will continuously dictate what you're supposed to be doing. So instead of God dictating your life, instead of God telling you what you need to do, instead of God aligning your life, what's actually happening is this karmic is putting your life how they want it to be. So if the karmic says you're not going anywhere today, you don't go anywhere today. And when God says, come, you gotta move to today, you're gonna say, but my karmic says I'm not supposed to move today. So that's why we have to learn to overcome these karmics so that we can put God in control of our lives instead of the karmics.
of course.
And so,
Everybody, see that?
no, I said, and sometimes some of, like I was talking about in the chat, sometimes some of this karmic behavior is ancestral because you have some families where certain practices and certain behaviors are learned and taught and they're carried on from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many of us here who are called to break these types of generational curses
Mm-hmm.
from this karma. And I also talked about in the chat how even idolatry is a spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and um, it is something that can be generational as well, because a lot of times children can um, act out the behaviors
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the negative behaviors of their parents, because what is modeled in front of them is very, very important. But also, sometimes you have certain family members who have done certain things, and it does say in the word that the sins of a father, or it can be mother,
Mm-hmm.
are revisited on their children.
Mm-hmm.
That evidences the fact that we can have this type of ancestral karma
Mm-hmm.
where children are born into these families and these patterns, like even the victim mentality can just be passed down from generation to
Mm-hmm.
generation.
And that's why for some generation, it's like the whole family is a type of way. And that's because that attitude has been passed down from wherever that generation started until now. So you could have a whole string of people who has never made it past high school. And this is because it's something that's in the family, right? They've never gone past high school. And that's why sometimes when you have this one person out of the whole family, oh my God, they're the first one to ever go to college. It's because this person has broken that chain, has broken that curse, and has pushed forward. So there's a lot of things that twin flames are supposed to be doing. And this is the reason why the world cannot be better, because the twin flames who should be helping, we are obsessed with our masculines. And we are not focused on ourselves. So God cannot talk to us. God cannot lead us. And that's why we are losing the fight. Because it is a fight about good and evil. And that's why we are losing. Because the people sent to do the job, to help others, to show others what goodness is, what love is, you're just focused on concentrating on one person. When you have thousands of people to save, but the only way for you to save them is if you break away from where you are, is if you move from where you are, is if you change your ways. Because a lot of times, and listen, because our old ways of doing things, when we realize we're a twin flame, it is time for us to put those old ways behind us. It's time for us to put away all the negativity that we have been doing in our life. Because you cannot be a servant of God and you're still doing negativity. You cannot be. So that simply means that you're not living your true purpose. You cannot be a jealous person, an angry person, and say you're serving God. You cannot be on drugs and say you're serving God. You cannot be lusting and say you're serving God. You cannot. Every and anybody that God calls to do a service, He's going to change them. He's going to change their life. And the only way for that change to take effect is if we stop focusing on our masculines and we keep that focus on us and God, and then we'll see the path that God sets out for us. God is not going to call anybody and not change them. So everything that we are experiencing from our past, that's why we have to go through that change. That's why we have to experience the dark night of the soul. So that our past no longer exists. And so that we can move forward with a brand new life. So these are the things that we have to pay attention to. If we don't make any changes in our lives, my God, the twin flame connection is doomed. It's doomed. And we will just be focused on ourselves. I mean, our masculine, and nothing is changing. Nothing is happening. The people who always say, my masculine this, my masculine that, check them next year. Same time next year. And see where their life is. And you can tell me if their life has changed. And I can guarantee you their life has not changed. The same place they are complaining is the same place they're going to be next year complaining. For an example, I did a message once, and I spoke about this already. I did a message once, and it was saying that it's around springtime that this union is going to happen. But when I did the message, it was close to Christmas time. And you have people come on the channel and they're leaving comments. I'm not waiting until no spring. If they don't come right now, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm not waiting until spring. Spring is too far. And when spring came, and spring passed, I see those same people coming back. The same place. They're masculine this, they're masculine that. No change. No change. So first they say, I cannot wait until spring because it's too far. And they don't make any change within themselves for what should happen to happen. And when spring comes around, when they should have received that abundance, they cannot receive the abundance because they did not change in between the time they heard the news. In order to receive the blessing, you've got to open up. You've got to make sure that you are ready for that blessing. So when the blessing comes, it's going to pass you by. And these people with that impatient energy don't even realize that they need to be working on that impatient energy because they're so focused on the hurt that they're experiencing. It's gonna take a change. You have to change in order to receive what you need to receive, in order to know where your life needs to be. There has to be a change. And that's the only way you're going to receive the blessing you need and you should experience. All right. All right. So all right, guys. So let's see again. Let's go back over what's happening here in regards to, do you search for your divine masculine or do you find each other? And there's something else that I wanted to add in regards to God and the twin flame journey and the two divines. So the divine masculine, the divine feminine, they are meant to find each other. Everybody's life is orchestrated by God. God dictates where you go. It's us that mess our life up. So if you are the one who is going to say who your twin flame is, then again, there is no need for God in your life. There is no need for God to have written your life because you already know what should happen. You already know how it's going to happen. You already know who it's going to happen to. So what use is God in your life? So twin flames, they find each other. You do not go searching. So if you are trying to find your twin flame, you don't have one. And I'm not saying it because I have one and I want to make you feel bad because you don't. But I truly want to stop people from running around wasting their life, hanging on to somebody, or trying to find somebody that is not there. And when you do, you become so obsessed about the whole situation. You become so obsessed about the person that you cannot concentrate on your life. You cannot concentrate on God. So you're missing everything that you need to have in your life. Everybody who is awakened, everybody who has a path is going to be awakened. And that path will be enlightened because they are now being guided by those signs and synchronicities. Sorry. So you have to pay attention. Not because you're seeing signs and numbers means you're a twin flame. Like I said, you have to watch the 15 true signs. You have met your twin flame. And you've got to do the number 1 test. Both of them work together. It's not either or. Both of them. And when you do that 15 true signs, you have to be honest with yourself. You've got to tell yourself. I explained clearly in the video. Because a lot of people, especially when it comes on to the heart issue, because they were hurt and because they're feeling pain, they think that that is it. That's not it. That's not it. When this dark night of the soul hits you, that heart pain that you're gonna feel, it's gonna be like it's stopping your breath. You're gonna wanna stop and you can't stop. You're gonna wanna stop the crying. You can't stop the crying. You're wondering where this pain is coming from. You're gonna wonder what is happening to your body. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm so sad this person walked away from me. My heart is broken. My heart aches. No, you're not gonna know what happened to you. It's not something you can explain. You can't explain it. Not until you start to do your research and you start to figure out what twin flames are. And then you're going to say, oh my God, so that's what was happening. Nothing that happens to you on the twin flame journey, especially after that first separation, is explainable. If somebody doesn't tell you what's happening, you won't know. Even the crying. You're not going to be crying because this person walked out of your life. You're not going to be crying because they left you. Because number one, you're only going to meet this person for 3 months tops. That's it. 3 months tops. That means you don't even have time to start a relationship. You're not going to be in a relationship with this person. You could try, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you're going to say to yourself, like, why am I crying? I've only met this person for like 3 months. I don't know, why am I crying? I haven't even had any relations with this person. Why am I crying? And number one, you're crying and you're bawling. It's not crying, actually. It's bawling. You're tearing down the whole place. You could fill your home with water because of how much you're crying. And in the back of your mind, what the hell am I doing? Why am I crying? It's like you want to slap yourself and say, shut up. But you can't shut up. Because you're not in control of what's happening. You don't know what's happening. So I want you guys to watch that video. And I want you to be honest with yourselves of what you're experiencing. And I list every single thing so nobody can make any mistakes. But you got to be honest with yourself. Because in the long run, you're the one who is going to get hurt. You're the one who is going to be disappointed. I'm not trying to stop anybody from being a twin flame. I'm trying to stop you from being hurt. I'm trying to stop you from living the rest of your life hanging on to somebody that's not meant to be in your life. Like I said, if I should ever find out I'm not a twin flame, which is impossible, I would be overjoyed, because then I know I would be free to go live my life with somebody else. But since I can't do that, I gotta sit here in this chair and I gotta work on myself like everybody else, like every twin flame. So guys, if you are searching for your twin flame without this person's presence, without this person entering your life before, and it's because you have a feeling and you know that this person is out there, I can tell that they're out there, this is my twin flame, I know it. It's not your twin flame. It's not your twin flame. Your divine masculine is responsible for waking you up. Most divine feminines are not going to be involved in spirituality, any form of spirituality, until after they've met their divine masculine. And this is because your masculine is the one that woke you up to spirituality. You may go to church, you love God, you praise God. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody knows about horoscope in the newspaper. That's about it. You're not on YouTube watching tarot videos. That's not it. You're only led to YouTube because of what you've discovered, because of what you're going through. Not before, after. So again, guys, just be honest with yourself. It's going to save you a lot of heartache, because I've met people who've been doing this rodeo for over 10 years. And they're so angry, and they started to cuss everybody out. And everybody that comes and leaves a comment, they leave a comment and say, this person's not coming back. You better go your own way. I've been doing this for 10 years and I don't see anybody. And then when I say to them, watch the video, ask God the question. And I hope you guys are following the exact instructions on how to ask if this person is your twin flame. I don't want nobody asking, Father God, if this person is my person. Bullcrap. Of course they're your person. This person is in your life. If they're not meant to be there, they will not be there. So of course you're going to get your answer, yes, they're my person. You've got to ask by name. Father God, if Tom Jones is my divine masculine, if Tom Jones is my twin flame, show me so and so. All the instructions are in the videos. Go to my page, guys. Go under playlist and you'll see the playlist Learn About Twin Flames. So you can make sure that you're on the right path and you're not wasting your time. It's going to hurt you in the long run. You're going to be upset with yourself. Save yourself the pain. Everyone, once you become a twin flame, once you realize you're a twin flame, God should be your focus. And I'm giving you this advice so you don't have to go through what I've been through and what others have been through. God is the main focus. That's how you let go of your masculine as well. Focus on God. Because as Mex was saying, if you're hanging on to your masculine, this person now becomes your idol. This person now becomes the one that you cannot do without. The one that, oh my God, if they're not in my life, I don't know what I'm going to do. When you should be like, if God is not in my life, I don't know what I'm going to do. God is my purpose. God is my life. That's what God wants to hear. But instead, you're talking that about a man just like you. A man like you, flesh and blood like you. I can't do without this person. Like, where was this person before you met them? Where was your life before you met this person? Weren't you doing without them? I don't understand. So you have to pay attention to what's happening around you so you can see what you're doing and realize it's not healthy, because we become obsessed when we first meet this person. And that's what God doesn't like. God put you together because he's like, oh my God, you're asking for the person. And every twin flame does this, because you're always at the bottom. You're always on your last when you're ready to give up on love. And every twin flame asks God this question: where is the one that should love me like I love myself? Maybe not in those exact words, but you're praying to God for the person that should love you like you love yourself. And then boom, sometime after you meet this person. And that's because God says, okay, this person needs me in their life, so I'm going to send me to them in somebody so that they can have true love. And when this person comes, God is going to be like, but look at this mess. Look at this person worshiping this person. Look at this person obsessing over this person. This person doesn't know how to control love. This person does not know how to handle unconditional love. This person is abusing me. So you know what I'm going to do? Boom! Separation. You got to go your separate ways until you can handle true love, my friends. That's what God did. And not until you learn to control true love Not until you know how to give love, to receive love. Not until you've released anger, hurt, pain, jealousy, all the addictions. Will God let this person back into your life, because you're just going to hurt them over and over. And God is going to be upset because you're obsessing over somebody other than Him. As Meg said, God is a jealous God. If you don't know that, go read your Bible. Go read your Bible. And everybody should be reading their Bible, because it leads to God. That's where you'll find your answers. Everything you need. And that's why the Bible was written. Because God knows that people are going to need direction. So He tells you what you are to do and what you are not to do. And when you follow what you are to do, you will always be rewarded. Because you're listening. You're following. You're obeying. You show respect. So you're going to be rewarded. So guys, if you want your divine masculine, you got to first accept God into your life. And I don't mean that you're going to just sit down and say, I love God. God has to be the center of your life. That's why it's called a spiritual journey. Not because you go sit down and say, That's not what spirituality is. Spirituality is about God. So we can tell ourselves all we want to tell ourselves. We're hiding the fact that spirituality is about God. And that's why Twindy is here, because everybody says it, but nobody actually talks about the spiritual part. All they talk about is the love. Oh, I'm in love. Oh, I found somebody. So what about the spiritual part? Have you found God yet? Have you? But how are you going to receive the love that God gave you? I'll just do it on my own. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. It would be fun to watch. But anyways, guys, you all out there, please pay attention to what's happening around you. Twin flames find each other. You do not search for your twin flame, then find them. That's how you put yourself in a situation where you get yourself hurt by another person and your heart broken. Because you're going to be telling yourself, this is my twin flame. Remember, the person does not come to you and say, hey, you're my twin flame. And then you start to say, I know, we are twin flames. No. We label these people as our twin flames. But if every word that you put into yourself is not reflected on the person and you don't see any changes, then trust me, this is not your twin flame. I just want you guys to be honest with yourselves. That's the only way you're going to heal. That's the only way you're going to receive the love that you deserve. Everyone that's awakened, everyone that sees numbers is on a path, is on a mission. But because what we are feeling is love, it's God we are feeling that entered our lives, that woke us up. So we think that we have to be in love with somebody. No, we have a mission. Everybody has a mission. And a lot of people get lost on the journey because they think their mission is somebody else. Your mission is to listen to God, to love God, to focus on God. And your mission will lead you where you need to be. Take care of yourselves out there, guys. Have a wonderful morning, evening, noon, afternoon, night, twilight, whatever it is where you are. And guys, don't forget that I'm trying to put your messages out, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can. So the videos may not be perfect, but I'm trying to get them up because your girl would like to take a break. I'm tired, huh? So I have to put them out because I don't get paid. All right, YouTube don't pay me if I don't put out any video. All right. So look out for the lives, guys. Just watch out for them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And guys, on Saturday, if you want to do the coaching session, pay on my website at twindflamed.square.site. And once you pay, then I'll put the live out. If I don't get anyone participating or no payment for the live, I will not put the live out. So even if I get a payment for the live on the Saturday night, then I'll put the live out. But if I don't get anyone who wants to participate, then I won't have the lives. All right. But on Tuesday with the $10 special, and like tonight, Thursday, I will have the live up. So just pay attention. I won't be saying it in my messages because I'm trying to go as fast as I can. So just pay attention, okay, guys? And set your reminders so you don't miss them. All right. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. And thanks to everyone who took part. Victor, thank you for coming on. Mex, thank you as always for the support. Thank you for your incredible questions, guys, and also your participation. Love you all. Let go and let God. And I'll see you at your next message. Later, guys. Later.